We're actually going to do something we did a couple of weeks ago. We pretended we were the Manchester United boardroom. Now we're going to be the Chelsea boardroom, okay? So you're all the board members. We know that Chelsea are looking to bring in some new attacking talent. We know they have a wealth of attacking talent already, but the reports state that they will have to offload some of that current attacking talent to bring new attacking talent in. Now I'm going to go around my board members, and each of you has to give a player that you think should be shipped off or maybe go elsewhere looking for minutes that they're hoping to get. Nobody can say the same name. So if you're last, it's not as easy unless you do really have someone in mind. But I'm going to start with you, Mario, because it's the first time for you playing this. Who's on their way out if you're a board member?
Barkley. That's probably the easy one as well because he's never playing. You know, if you're on the reserves and you don't get into the team as many minutes, and I think that's what everybody has to think about. But he's one of the key ones. I think you need to offload what is not really participating enough in the team, and I think that he is one of them. So that's why I go for him.
We'll let him off on this one. We want full attacking players. We want full attacking players here. Frank, you can go next. An attacking player that has to go.
Well, that's Mr. Mercure, that's an excuse, okay? Well, I think our American audience won't be happy. I think I will get rid of Mr. Pulisic. I think it was a question mark about the fact that he was more influential with the national team than with Chelsea. And I think with the future of Chelsea, I don't see him playing a lot. So that's more an advice than a fact of me willing to see him leaving. I think if he wants to play next season, if he still wants to be the Captain America, he will have to go to find another team to play. Because if Pulisic stays with Werner, Havertz, Mount, and maybe another one coming, if there is a possibility for the club to do so, I don't see Pulisic playing. And he never showed that it was absolutely crucial to have Christian in the first 11. So I think he will have to go.
What about you, Shaka?
Well, I'll be honest, I never thought I'd get here and Timo Werner still be an option. If I have to offload attacking talent, I am looking squarely at Timo Werner. One of the highest earners at the football club, though he's enjoyed decent runs under Thomas Tuchel, I don't think has ever delivered. And the challenge when you have a player like Timo Werner, who isn't producing, yet is one of the, or if not the highest earner of the club, anybody coming in, that's going to be the bar. If you bring in any world-class talent, they are going to ask for Timo Werner money. And so you can't bring in 5 or 6 players and all of them be on that kind of money. So you've got to shed that, so at least you have your pay structure in some semblance of order. That, for me, as I say, I thought that was the obvious and the first choice. I never thought, as the third-ranking board member, he would still be available to me.
We're not ranking you, guys.
Well, you come to me third, Kay. So I assumed I was the third-ranking board member.
That would mean that Gab's the fourth-ranking board member, and that's definitely not true.
Well,
who have you got, Gab?
So, well, like Shaka, I'm surprised, given all the negativity surrounding Lukaku, that nobody's brought him up. But I'm not going to pick Lukaku because I kind of look at the numbers and I look at the business side of things, and it's going to be very, very difficult to shift Lukaku. And I think Chelsea still need a center forward, and I don't think that ship has sailed. So I'm going to pick somebody else. I'm going to pick Hakim Ziyech, not because he's a bad player, but because I think he's still an asset. I think he's frustrated at his lack of minutes. I don't think he fits naturally in whatever scheme that Thomas Tuchel has played this year. He's had to adapt. His best position would probably be the Mason Mount position, but we already have Mason Mount in that position, or as a winger, but of course Chelsea don't play with wingers. So for me, Ziyech has been a round peg in a square hole, so to speak, or a square peg in a round hole even. So he'd be my guy to move on.
What are your thoughts on Hakim Ziyech,
Kate,
Mario?
if I may, Kate.
Go on, Frank.
No, I find that game pretty funny because Gab almost criticized us of not picking Lukaku, and at the end of the day doing the same. For exactly the same reason for us, so we all think that Lukaku won't be able to get out. But I say, well done. Tactically, well done, Gab.
Oh, okay.
He had to go last as well, so he had the tougher job.
He's a fourth-ranking board member.
Fourth-ranking board member.
All right,
Mario,
I give him that.
All right. Mario, what are your thoughts on Ziyech?
Yeah, I totally agree with Cap. You know, like he comes from Ajax, and Ajax, we are not built to sit on the bench. We are built to play. And then he goes to Chelsea, and he doesn't get so many minutes. So for me, it's normal that he doesn't look very happy when I look at him. He doesn't look like the Ziyech I know when he was at Ajax, because he was dictating. They were playing the game the way he wanted it. So I don't understand if he would like to have another season like this, because that will definitely not be what he liked to have, and I don't think he succeeded in the way he would love it to be, because he wanted to be a big, very, very important player for Chelsea, but he isn't at the moment.
Okay,
that's a very important subject. You know that we are putting with Ziyech, where I had the same feeling with the Nantes generation with Karambeu, Pedros, Wedek, and so many others. Ferry, where they won the Ligue 1, and they were absolutely fantastic, exactly like. The Ajax squad with Ziyech, with Van de Beek, and I forgot the name of the De Ligt, where you have the feeling that when they are in the cocoon of their first club, they're absolutely fantastic because they know how they play, they know each other, but they don't mature. They don't mature.
Yes.
They have to be launched somewhere else, and therefore they completely disoriented, I would say, and it's becoming a problem. So before hiring a player like that coming from Ajax or before Nantes, you have to question mark yourself. Will he be okay in my tactic, in my way of working with my team?
Mario,
you know, like
you're best place to respond to that.
No, perfect. What Frank says is perfectly right. You know why I'm saying that? Because I think when we're in Holland, right, technically and technically, we learn everything. But character-wise, I always say that when I'm on TV in Holland, when I'm on TV in England, the character you learn at home from your parents. You don't learn that from a football club. And I think when you leave Ajax sometimes, Ajax doesn't give you that. They teach you how to play the game. They'll teach you how to be tactically, how to be smart, what position to play. You probably play more than one position. But when it comes to character-wise, if you don't have character, and that's why some of them struggle when they come to England, and that's why it's become tough. We had a kid went to Everton. Now, he was there really quickly, but in Holland, he's one of the biggest stars at Ajax. So there you go. You see, the league it's good, but it's a system that we play at Ajax. And if you fit in the system, it's great, but you got to go out of that cocoon, what Frank just said.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.